Hello students. In this video, we're about to embark on an exciting journey into the world of soluble and insoluble substances, and we'll also explore the fascinating methods used to separate them. Let's begin by understanding what we mean by a soluble substance. When we say something is soluble, we're talking about its ability to dissolve in water. Imagine adding sugar to a glass of water. As you stir, the sugar seems to disappear, but it's actually spreading out evenly throughout the water. The result is a sweet solution where you can't see the sugar anymore because it has dissolved completely. Other common examples of soluble substances include salt, which makes seawater salty, lemonade powder, which gives us refreshing lemonade, and instant coffee, which dissolves quickly to give you a tasty cup of coffee. In all these cases, the solid substance mixes so thoroughly with the water that you can no longer see it, creating what we call a solution. Now, let's contrast this with insoluble substances. Unlike soluble substances, insoluble substances do not dissolve in water. No matter how much you stir them, they remain visible and separate from the water. Imagine adding sand or pebbles to a glass of water. You can stir all you want, but the sand will settle at the bottom, and the pebbles might even float or sink, depending on their density. Similarly, if you try mixing oil with water, the oil will simply float on top, forming a separate layer. Chalk and iron nails behave in the same way. They won't dissolve in water and will stay distinct from the liquid. Understanding whether a substance is soluble or insoluble is key when it comes to separating mixtures, and this brings us to the fascinating part: how we can actually separate these substances. Let's start with insoluble substances. If we have a mixture of an insoluble substance and water, we can use several methods to separate them. One of the most common methods is filtration. Filtration involves pouring the mixture through a filter, which allows the water to pass through while trapping the insoluble particles. Imagine filtering a mixture of sand and water. After the process, the sand would be left behind on the filter paper, while the clear water would pass through, separating the two. Another method is sedimentation and decantation. This method works well for mixtures where the insoluble substance is heavier than water. You simply let the mixture sit for a while, allowing the heavier particles to settle at the bottom. Once they've settled, you can carefully pour off the clear water from the top, leaving the solid particles behind. This method is especially useful when you're dealing with larger particles like pebbles or grains of sand. When it comes to separating soluble substances, we have a different set of techniques. One of these is evaporation. When you heat a solution, the water begins to evaporate, leaving the solid substance behind. For instance, if you have a saltwater solution and you heat it, the water will gradually evaporate, and you'll be left with salt crystals. This is a common method used to obtain salt from seawater. Another method used for soluble substances is crystallization. This process involves letting the solution evaporate slowly, allowing crystals to form as the water disappears. These crystals can then be collected and are often purer than the substance in its original form. Crystallization is often used in chemistry to purify substances. Finally, there's distillation, a method that's especially useful when you need to separate substances with different boiling points. By heating the mixture, you can vaporize the substance with the lower boiling point, collect the vapor, and condense it back into a liquid, effectively separating it from the rest of the mixture. Distillation is widely used in the purification of liquids and in the production of alcohol. Now that you know how these processes work, you can start to see the science behind everyday activities, like making a cup of tea or separating sand from water at the beach. Now, try to answer the following question: what is the resulting mixture of a solute dissolved in a solvent called? Please share your answer in the comments. The complete curriculum for Class 5 is available on our channel. Check out all the links provided in the description below. Please make sure to like, share, and comment for more such videos.